Hey, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about this, so shoot me a DM, let me know, and what other colors you like, and me and my guys over at Gifted Athletics will make it happen. We'll put it back on the website. All right, thanks. And I know I'm going to piss off a lot of my Seattle friends, being born and raised there. I'm still a Seahawks fan, but I got an AFC team. Y'all moved to the NFC, so I'll make a post with my Seahawks cup maybe tomorrow. Real quick, so status update. Next week, I'll be going in for surgery out in Cleveland, Ohio. Actually really excited about it. Just want to get this over and done with so I can start plotting the rest of 2018 and 2019. And yeah, 2019 should be really good, but we still have a lot of 2018 left. Doing a lot of cool things, new projects, and new growth. So that's what it's about, trying to close out each week very, very strong, making sure I stay on top of things, staying motivated. Right now, I'm not dieting at all. I'm having a great time with that, and haven't really been to the gym in probably over a week. At first, I thought it would be really bad, and yeah, I still get that itch, but just trying to focus on other business and whatnot, all the other projects I have going on, and then essentially knowing that I go in for surgery next Thursday. I mean, I just need to prepare myself for that. So it'll be a good experience. Actually being laid up, I get to relax. Finally, being forced to relax, really can't move. So therefore, I'll just be doing a lot of reading, studying about a lot of different things that I have going on. And that's the biggest thing, is that no matter how old you are, I'm 38 years old, and I'm always trying to make sure that I'm staying, like keeping that willingness to learn something new, whether it be a new language, new hobby, whatever it is. But especially with business, because it's always changing. Hell, like when I first started competing, I mean, you know, you had a whole different type of landscape as what we have today. And essentially, I'm just making sure that I stay progressive, knowing what's trending and knowing what people are looking at, and paying attention. Because overall, you're going to have your core values and whatnot, but you're always going to have to pay attention to how the world is moving and how you can pivot and not just stay relevant, but to stay powerful, to keep your, goals and aspirations. So you got to stay fueled. You got to be able to utilize, the resources that you have to create even, better opportunities for the future, and not always complaining about what you don't have, but to look in your hands and ask yourself, what do I currently have? And normally that is a brain, that is a heart, and you have the ability. You can look at your previous experiences. It's how you got here in the first place. And usually it's because you didn't give up on yourself. All right. So stay motivated. You can't be overly concerned with how the world is going to look at you. People are going to make criticism, and it doesn't mean that you have to even interact with those people. You just always have to stay focused, because sometimes what those people say is just them trying to throw a little negativity, because they actually see the greatness within you. So I encourage all of you guys and girls to make sure that you stay motivated. When the storm comes, you do have an umbrella. Put that raincoat on, get to work, and just not be afraid. One of the biggest things that I learned shortly after the Olympia was that, to be honest, you're going to learn who's with you and who's against you. And overall, I just had to realize also that doesn't really matter. And what I mean by it doesn't really matter, it shouldn't change the way I feel about the world. It should just enhance who I am. So for me, I chose to stay positive, just enhance that positivity, keep my faith strong, and to proceed to push forward and to do new things, not to be afraid of really anything. Fear is a powerful word, and I think we all sometimes live in it. We get motivated one minute, and then life hits you in some way, or someone says something that triggers an emotion, and then those people or those things impose fear on your own will. I've had it happen to me numerous times. I've had people say things, but all I've allowed that to do is just trigger me to have a brief moment of fuck you and then get back to work. And I think that's healthy. I think you should acknowledge the fact that sometimes people are just weird, or things are just strange, but you can't wallow in that. You can't wallow in your sorrow. The world doesn't owe you anything. You owe it to yourself to give your best effort each and every day in some aspect, whether it be reading something or doing some physical activity. Because overall, I mean, you should be trying to always stay ready, but always stay mentally strong. And that takes, I don't want to say practice, but you got to be battle tested. You know, a lot of the time people aren't. You know, a lot of the time I read the comments in my sections and I see people always trying to tell me how to respond to certain things when in all actuality, they haven't walked a day in these shoes and they truly they just don't know what they're talking about. What they're trying to say, you know, stay focused, this, that, and the other. And I can reassure everybody that I've been very, very focused my whole entire life. That's why I'm here. And I will always remind myself who I am and what I've accomplished, not to brag or boast, but to remind myself that I can do even more. And I want everybody else to do that. You've all had victories, whether it be small or large. Sometimes it's okay to read that, you know, newspaper about yourself and remind yourself like, hey man, I can do this. I can do this again. I'm not afraid. Leveling up in life. I mean, you're going to have, you know, more that comes out, you know, that's going to challenge you, challenge your character, challenge your craft. Ask yourself, do you really, really want this? Overall, it's just a challenge to see if you're even ready for those new blessings that are waiting for you. You know, I feel like right now that's what's happening with me. I'm being awakened big time through what I've been seeing. You know, I have the aptitude to make great things happen, not just for myself, but for other people. And that's really where I'm at right now. You know, being, you know, a 7-time champ, you know, you learn a lot about yourself, but you also learn about people and how you can affect them. And that can come positive, negative, or whatever. And normally it's just the interpretation or misinterpretation of that person. It could be, you know, emotionally driven. It could be anything. But overall, if you lead with love, you lead with passion, I think everything will be all right. With that said, guys, I just want to let you guys know, appreciate all of you. Hope you guys have a great and safe weekend. Please go out, have a great time, but do not drink and drive. Use that Uber, Lyft, whatever. Just take care of one another.